This is Survival Man with Bear Grylls and Grubbows. Desert Edition. Australia.
Before we embark on our journey to the land down under, we have to learn a bit about where we're going. We have to learn about the precipitation of the area, it being the yearly average 9.84252 inches, give or take, and then which equals around 25 centimeters.
That's our unit of measurement.
That's our unit. That's the real by most of the world, except for a little
weird countries.
Weird countries stacked in the middle of North America. I don't really know about it much. 25 centimeters. See how nice that number is compared to that number. Next, we're going to talk about the temperature range drawn by this nice thermometer. But one side, we got the right side, the Celsius side, and then we got another janky side, the Fahrenheit side. The mean annual temperature is about 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. Or, if you're in America, you can do 68 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. So the daytime average is about 38 degrees Celsius. Hot. It's very hot. For you Americans, that means it's very hot. The nighttime average is negative 3.9 degrees Celsius. It's very
Which is
cold.
about 30 degrees Fahrenheit a little bit.
Around 28 degrees.
Something like that.
Fahrenheit. Below freezing for you Americans. It means below freezing. Anyway, but what this means is we're going to have to pack for very hot temperatures and very cold temperatures, and we have limited space. Next, we are going to talk about the soil quality of the place that we are going to. That's a nice drawing. The soil is basically just sand. Most of it is aridosols, which means very dry soil, which, as you can see, it's mostly sand. If you've been in sand, it's very dry, not much going on there. There's a lack of soil moisture, which keeps the minerals from leaching out. There's really, really dry regions I call antisols. So it goes antisols and then entisols. It's like a whole nother level. And then there's more evaporation in this biome than rainfall, and it can be the soil can be deep or shallow, or light or dark in color, but usually light as drawn.
As the sand is here.
As
the yellow and orange.
Yes, but mostly yellow. And then we're going to talk about the alternate names of this. It's arid salt baths. Nobody calls it that. Wasteland. Nobody calls it that.
Oh, I call it that, actually.
Oh.
That's quite offensive.
One person calls it that. We got Badlands. I've heard a few people mention that. Dust Bowl. Americans say that. Barren land. That's just an adjective of the land. But we all call it desert.
The desert biome.
The desert biome.
Our future home for a little bit.
Well, for a little bit. For a little bit. And then we're going to talk about the global locations. So, this is the world, right? Obviously, it's not flat. Obviously this is not drawn to scale either.
Right, there's no Antarctica. It's quite problematic.
20 to 30% of this whole picture is desert. Think about that. It's classified as a desert biome.
Think about that real quick.
We have the Afrotropic, which is the sub-Saharan part of Africa, which is that continent right there. And then we have the Australasian desert, lowland, arid ecoregions in the Australian heartland, which is where we're headed. And then we have the Indo-Malay, how would you say Malay?
I would call it that. I think that's.
And then we have the Indo-Malay, and then we have the Indo-Malay region, which is two hot lowland deserts, the Indus Valley and the Thar.
Oh, that's in Asia.
That continent over there.
Yes, the Indus River Valley. We learned about that.
We did.
AP World History.
You know, I think I slept most of that class, but I remember
Indus River Valley.
I remember it now, because I remember it now. I didn't do so well on that AP test. Okay. So then we have the Nearctic deserts, which she didn't really draw a place for us.
Couldn't find Antarctica. Yeah. They just couldn't fit it on the map.
Yeah, but don't worry, it's way down under. So it's way
farther down under than down under. You know,
exactly.
So,
you know what I'm saying. And then there's Nearctic deserts and Neotropic deserts, and then there's a Palearctic realm, concentrates the largest set of deserts in the world. Those are just some classifications of the type of deserts, but 20 to 33%. Think about that. A third of what we call home and what we need to preserve lies in classified as desert biome, which means we need to learn on how to preserve it. Okay?
Deserts are important.
Deserts are important.
After a long, hard journey, we've made it to the desert, right here, in the desert arena of Australia.
As you can see in the wild desert, we have our barrel cactus. It's, you know, everyone knows about. Little friggly,
Spiky!
spiky. And then we have our soap tree yucca. Hard
Yucca?
And it also is in the desert. Friggly,
Prickly,
And then we got our creosote bush. And there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, creosote bushes. And as to be in the desert, these don't need that much precipitation. And look at how green.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Yeah, it's quite beautiful.
It's wild with all the sun. It's
all
wild.
the sand everywhere, and they're still
And they're
bright.
still green. Wild.
Now we're in the helicopter over the desert. You can see all the
creosote bush, the yucca,
all the flora on the desert floor. Look at all of that.
All of that.
All of the.
It's raining.
All that growth.
All that growth.
Oh, I think I'm seeing some wildlife out here in the desert. Oh, crikey! A bobcat! Oh, it's going through the forest, through the desert. It's going through. Oh, this bobcat likes to eat birds and fish. So,
Fish,
here's a bird
fish.
right now.
Did you say fish?
It does like to eat fish.
Where?
Just kidding. It likes to eat bird, fish, and insects. I'm not lying.
Okay, you're right, dog.
All right, I'll just cut that out. All right. Oh, it likes to eat birds. Birds. Here's a bird right now. This nice little bird sit in this one right here. Just gonna sit. The yucca, and the bobcat's gonna come try to eat it because it's a secondary consumer, and this little thing's a little primary consumer, just eating the plants. You know, maybe it's a secondary. Maybe it'll eat a worm or two. You never know. Oh, a scorpion! Ow! A scorpion! It's attacking me, man! I don't even know what to do with that, buddy. That's attacking me. Oh, that's pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie right there. It's pretty scary. Okay. Oh, here's another thing coming up. A little thorny devil. Little thorny one right here. Little thorny devil. It's a little wild. It's a little wild secondary consumer because it likes to eat the ants, you know. It's really thorny on the outside, like a little lizard. But like a thorny lizard, like its friend the cactus, you know? They're both a little thorny. And you see all these colour schemes of these nice wild animals. You see, bobcat, that's scary. But you see its little colour scheme. Fits in with the desert, you know what I'm saying? Okay? You get that? Because then they can blend in with the night time and with the land. So you can't even see the bobcat anymore. It's just completely gone.
Where'd it go?
Going into I don't even know where, honestly.
Hey, I spy something brown.
I spy something brown too, and it's probably just the sand, you know? That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking it's just the sand. All right, here we come with another one. Another thing. This is the javelino. This is a little like, looks like a little American like beaver. But this little buddy doesn't have any beaver because it doesn't have any water, you know, because it's in the desert. You know what I'm saying? So it also blends in with these nice buddies over here. Well, this is a primary consumer. It just eats the plants. You see this eating the plants corner right there. Like, watch it in the distance. You can see that. See that in its natural habitat. Oh, all right. So we're gonna finish it out over here. Oh, this might be another bobcat. I'm just a little terrified. It could be the bobcat friends. You can deal with the bobcats. I don't. Hey, my wilderness partner. I don't know. You know. Behind the camera, he's too scared of the bobcats. A little whiny man. Can't handle it. Can't handle it out here in the wild. With this armadillo. The armadillo. Look how beautiful. Look how beautiful that is right there. Can you tell? With its shiny little outside, it can roll itself into a ball to protect itself from consumers who want to eat it and kill it until it dies. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Also, we got some snakes. Got some snakes in the wild. Look at this one. It's a wild snake. Ah. Ah, it's crawling all over me. Look at it. Snake. Ah. Ah, look at it flying all over.
I think that's just a stick.
It can't. Oh no, look at you. You're killing them all. You're killing all the animals. They're not going to be any left for the next generation. See, this is why we need environmental protectors like you.
Like you too.
People watching, not you, because you just trying to kill it. I'm saying people watching our show, come out to the desert and protect these babies, you know? You never know when they're going to save your life or when you want to travel to Australia. I'm going to talk about the food chain real quick over here.
We're in the desert now.
Yeah, now we look at that. Look at that untouched desert right there.
Now.
So we're gonna
quiz. What's that called?
We're gonna real quick talk about the food chain of the desert before we leave, and before we have to pack up and go on to our next adventure. Probably sound like Iceland. I don't know. So real quick, we got these autotrophs out here. The plants. These are primary producers. You see that because they take the sun energy and convert it to chemical energy that these nice animals can eat to get energy and live their lives, you know what I'm saying? So we get our primary consumers, like our little innocent ones.
Java.
Yes, this guy, the javelina, he's a primary consumer, which means he eats the primary producer and gets its energy. So we've been eating right now. You can see a few of them out in the woods over there, out on the distance, you know, eating their thing. So then a secondary consumer, probably like this bobcat, comes up. Ah! Eats it, it's gone, it's dead. Bury it, let's bury it in the woods. In the camo. And then that would be a secondary consumer. This would be the top level consumer. But it's crazy because only 10% of the energy passes on through each trophic level, you know.
Really? Can you explain that further, please?
I think you want to explain this
no,
one because you haven't been on camera
I
for a
really
long
don't.
time.
I really think
I'll
that this
explain
7-minute video.
Right.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
a long time. We just talked about the food web. But what's crazy about this food web is that only 10% of energy is passed on from each trophic level to the next. So we're going to talk about from the sun going to a plant. This plant, there's a sun over there. You can see right through the trees of the yucca bushes.
The much larger.
The much larger. So bad. So these plants make 100% energy. They make straight chemical energy from the sun's energy, and they do this through a process called photosynthesis. Right? They make glucose energy for themselves, and then animals like the javelina that I buried earlier,
Or the bird.
the javelina, eat the plants to get energy, but only 10% of this plant's energy that it created from the sun's energy moves on to this poor javelina. However, that's the 10% all it needs really to live. It lives a beautiful life, javelina.
Except for when the bobcat comes
It's
along.
a little wonderful life until the bobcat, the wild bobcat. Crikey, bobcat, crazy. I'm terrified of bobcats. She's scared of bobcats. That's why she's not on the screen right now. She's terrified of
I'm
this thing.
shaking.
She's shaking. She's shaking. The bobcat comes along and realizes that they're hungry. They're a secondary consumer, as we mentioned, which means they gotta eat the javelina. Ah! It's dead. See, they usually hunt together, you know. Ah! It's dead. They eat the javelina, but only 10% of this poor javelina's energy moves on to the bobcat. So now, if we're starting with like 1,000 in the plant, 1,000 kilojoules of energy, is that 1,000 energies? You know what I'm saying? And this boy gets 100 energies. This one only gets 10 energies. See, but the bobcat's fine with that because it'll eat multiple javelinas. So over time, it'll get multiple energies, you know? Maybe like 30, 40 energies.
Per day?
Per day, per week, maybe. We'll see how hungry this guy is. It depends on how active he is.
Well,
This is Bear Grylls
and grill bears.
signing off.